Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Leadership Lessons with Dr. Lisa. So, today I'm going to be talking about managing conflict. So, of all of the clients that I have coached, hundreds of clients that I have coached, managing conflict comes up probably about 90% of the time. And what happens with my clients is they really get stuck in this managing of the conflict. So it's almost like they have blinders on. They typically have trouble identifying what the cause is, they have trouble addressing the conflict. And they have trouble developing an action plan in terms of what to do to resolve the conflict. And we all know how conflict makes us feel in the workplace. There's usually tension. Sometimes it can develop into a toxic environment. There's decreased morale, and it's just not a happy environment or a happy place to be. So, today I want to share with you 5 tips to managing conflict for leaders in the workplace. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. Lisa. I'm a board certified family physician, best-selling author, speaker, and executive leadership coach. And I help physicians transition into leadership roles so that they can become the respected voices in healthcare. So, again, today's video is going to be 5 tips around managing conflict for leaders in the workplace. So, we all know that conflict arises for a variety of reasons, difference of opinions. Sometimes people have different values. Sometimes people's work style is different. Sometimes conflict develops because of assumptions about we think someone said or did to us. And again, this conflict just causes a lot of turmoil in the workplace. And if we don't address conflicts right away, it really can escalate. It can lead to, again, demoralization of the team, decreased productivity, toxic environment. And in the healthcare space, it can actually lead to problems with patient care and patient outcomes. So we really want to make sure that we're addressing conflicts when they arise. So here are the 5 tips. The first tip is to recognize conflict early. So if you're a leader, you're going to have to really walk around without your blinders on, right? So you're going to have to be really cognizant of what's going on in your workplace, what's going on amongst the members of your team. So, do you notice that there are a lot of disagreements that are happening? People are just not agreeing on anything. Are you noticing that people are just not communicating anymore? Sometimes that's a sign of a conflict. Are you noticing that productivity is decreasing? That can also be a sign of a conflict or something going on in the workplace. So, the first tip really is to recognize the conflict early before it gets out of hand. The second tip is to encourage communication. So, we really want to give people a safe space to talk about whatever it is that's bothering them, right? So, give people a safe space to be able to talk about what's going on without judgment, to talk about what's going on without the fear of being retaliated against. People really have to feel like they have a space where they can really talk about the conflict that may be going on. So, encouraging communication is really, really important. The third tip is to um, almost just look for that common ground, right? What is the thing that can bring people together? Because let's face it, sometimes we have to agree to disagree, right? We're not going to agree on everything. But what is that common thing? What is that thing that we can all sort of hang our hats on, that we can work towards a common goal and identify that thing and really work on it? And then the last thing we want to do, or the fourth thing we want to do, is actually to look for the root cause. So, what led to the conflict? What is actually the cause? And a lot of times that requires a little detective work. It may require you, sort of having conversations with different people. It may require you to just look some more and listen and just sort of hear and feel what's going on in the environment, but really try to figure out what the root cause of the conflict is. Because a lot of times, what people may seem to be disagreeing about is not the thing, right? So we really want to identify what that root cause is. And then the last and final thing is, Once you have recognized the conflict, identified the root cause, opened up some form of communication, really start to put an action plan in place so that you can, resolve the conflict basically, or manage the conflict, I should say. And a lot of times that requires you maybe changing around work processes. It may be changing around how people communicate. Something has to change in order for that conflict to sort of resolve and for things to move forward in a positive light. So I just wanted to come on today again and provide you with 5 tips to managing conflicts as a leader. I hope that this information was helpful. And those 5 tips again are: recognize the signs of conflict early. Early is always important before it gets out of hand. The second is to identify what the root cause is. What's actually causing the conflict? Again, because what may be seemingly the cause may not actually be the cause. So we want to make sure that we do that deep dive. The third is to encourage communication. So we want to make sure that we are making people feel safe and that they can communicate what seems to be the issues. The fourth is to look for the common good. Look for the common ground. What are some things that we can agree on? And let's work on that. And then the last and final thing is action, action, action. Make sure that you are putting into place some action or some things that we can do to move forward to hopefully resolve the conflict. So again, I hope this information was helpful. If you like this information, then just give me some likes. If you feel that someone would benefit from this information, then feel free to share this video as well. And again, if you are in need of any leadership development training, leadership skills enhancement, I invite you to contact me and schedule a discovery call at www.schedulewithdrlisa.com. That's schedulewithdrlisa.com. And don't forget to turn on that notification button so that you'll know the next time when I drop a video, and also so that you can just have any updates that I have around resources or tips on leadership. It'll come right into your feed. So I look forward to seeing you again for the next leadership lessons, and have a great rest of your day.